Okay. So, in view of all of the chaos that we've had around the country, I wanted to take you through a class where we intentionally experience different emotions. And there's a purpose in that because when you choose an emotion and actually let yourself experience it, and then you stop that emotion and go on to another one and experience that, you're actually training yourself to choose your emotions rather than to react. So we're going to do some of that tonight. Um, I don't know how you felt after the events of recent activity, but I felt some emotion about it, and I thought, this would be good to practice. Okay. So that's what the plan is, to practice a little bit. So we'll start with centering. As you come into your sacred space, the sacred space of your heart, your physical space, notice how you're feeling right now. Just take a couple minutes. I'll be quiet and let you just tune in. Notice your thoughts. I've been taught that the emotions come from the thoughts is a reaction. So what you're looking for is an underlying emotion that's just kind of sitting there. And you may not have any. You may be just completely clear. And that's great. There's no judgment if you notice an emotion. Emotions are part of our sensing. And I'd really like you to tune in to your nervous system. If your nerves are a little jangled, or if you're feeling an emotion that's underlying, we're going to be exploring that during our practice tonight. But if there is something, um, I turn to chamomile tea or deep breathing if my nervous system is feeling jangled. You may have your own ways, but just a little toolkit or a health kit. Come to focus on your breathing. Notice your pattern, your pace. And I'd like to create an intention around this theme, something along the lines of I maintain awareness of my emotions and choose what I feel. I maintain awareness of my emotions and choose my feeling state. Just to affirm to ourselves that this is within our capability and even encouraged. So, with that, let's take our arms out to the side and breathe them up with our affirmation. I am aware of my emotions. I maintain awareness of my emotions. Inhale, exhale, and I choose my feelings. I maintain awareness of my emotions, and I choose my feelings. And then just relax your hands. So, the first thing when we start to become emotional, the first thing that changes is the breath. That's our first response. If we're shocked or surprised or startled, we might gasp. That's the breath. Um, so we might speed up our breath or slow it down, whatever. Just noticing the breath can help us with managing emotions. So I'm a triple fire person, so emotions come easily for me. So I have a lot to manage. Triple fire is just all this enthusiasm. So sometimes I have to ground and center. So we'll just start to work with our bodies and our breath. Let's just start with the neck and work our way down to loosen up a little bit. Maybe you've been on the computer a lot today. So just reach up through your spine, take in your breath. Exhale, chin down to your chest. Inhale, lift your chin up and take your head back. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift. Hold your head back. Lift your shoulders up and give a nice squeeze. Contract those muscles. And on your next major exhale, allow your shoulders down, chin to your chest, and circle around a few times. Loosen in your neck. Big circle. Take it slow. Go easy on your neck. It has a lot of work to do holding up that head and all those brains in there. We'll go around 3 times. We have one more. And switch direction. And this time, take your head to the back. And again, lift your shoulders and contract, squeeze. And release, come back to center and circle around in your shoulders. Major circles. Breathe them up. Exhale them down. Reverse. Breathe up, forward and down. Awesome. And then take your arms up overhead. Just reach up. And just turning side to side a couple times. Come back to center. Reach up, inhale. And exhale over to your left. Inhale and lift. Loosening up in your hips and your spine. Stretching your side. So reach, hold, rotate your shoulders, look up under your arm, and stretch it long. Now press down with both legs. This is optional. You can reach that lower arm out and bring it up next to your ear. Reach. So press down and reach up. Lean back, switch your feet. Inhale again and reach up. And come over to your right. Reach. Inhale up and over. Just loosening. And then come over to the side. Lengthen through your fingertips. Pull away from your hip. Rotate your shoulder up and look up under your arm. And again, optional, that lower arm. Take it out, bring it up towards your ear. Press down in your legs. Get a good grounding. And press down, lift up in your torso, and exhale, arms down. Ah, okay. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Shake them out, loosen them up, pat them on the floor. Circle around in your feet and reverse. Sitting tall, Dandasana. Press the back of your legs against the mat, shoulder blades down your back. And let's work with one of the 5 Tibetans, okay? Bring your hands behind you. Set your feet on the floor. and just a little swing. Lift your hips up and just swing through. Try to keep your hips off the floor if you can. Speed it up if you want to. Get your blood moving. And then come into your desk pose or upward table, reverse table. Press up. Feel the strength in your arms. If your neck is uncomfortable, just bring your chin forward a little bit. Now we're going to lower down, but see if you can come down and keep your hips up off the floor. Stretch your legs out so you're still off the floor. Hold, 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 hold. Breathe. Hold. And bend your elbows a little bit and let your hips down. And then bring your wrists forward. Turn your knuckles under and stretch in your wrist after holding. And flexion in the pose. Circle around. Reverse. Bend your elbows, straighten. And fingers. Okay. So let's come into inclined plane. Bringing palms back. Point your toes. Lift your heart. Activate your core muscles. And breathe. Lift up. Just adjust as you need to. See if your toes will reach the floor. Lift your heart. Lift your hips. Nice long line. And lower down. Flex your feet. Come up sitting tall. And breathe it up. Reach. And inhale, or I'm sorry, exhale forward, letting it all out. Hinge in your hips and scoop forward. And use your arms to bring you up. Exhale, arms down. Inclined plane. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. And press up. Lift a little higher. And lower it down. Breathe your arms up overhead. Reach. Lift up out of your hips. And lead with your chest. Reach through your hips, coming down over your legs. Pause here and just work with it. Work against your edge. Relax down a little more. And then scoop your fingertips forward, lift up. Now, before we go anywhere, bend your right elbow and grab it with your left hand. We're going to stretch out the work we did in your tricep muscles. So press your head. If you can get your arm behind your head, fine. If you can, press it back to open the shoulder a little more. Breathe up and over to the side. Nice stretch for that tricep muscle. And press up. Lift both arms and bend your left elbow. Grab a hold of it. See how this side is. I always notice a difference on this side. I broke this arm, the humerus bone, when I was a young teenager, and I didn't know about yoga yet, so Lift up through your elbow, through your crown. Inhale. And exhale over to the side. And then lift up and lower your arms down. If you need to, you can circle around in your shoulders a little bit. I'm just releasing. Hmm. Okay. So let's work with our core muscles a little bit with some leg lifts. I know we did these recently, but they're so good. Just come down onto your back, bring your hands under your hips. And if you can make 21, then let's head for that. If not, just stop when you need to. And 20 and 21. Just lift your legs up. Bend your knees, reach for your ankles, and draw your feet down onto the floor outside of your hips. And just hold on. Separate your feet a little further if they'll go. And bring each knee in for a thigh stretch. Always stretch on the exhale. Excuse me. Working in harmony with your body. So after you've loosened up your thighs, then bring one knee in and hold. Bring your foot back a little more and see if you can get your knee further down. Stretch it out. Breathe. Let it relax into the stretch. Become aware of your jaw, the back of your neck. And then if you feel complete on that side, just switch and stretch the other thigh. See how it feels on this side. Slowly lift that knee up. Bring your feet together. And we'll come into half bridge pose. So you want your feet hip width apart, toes forward. Feet are in fairly close to your hips, not completely in. Arms at your sides, press down in your arms and press up into your half bridge, Setu Bandhasana. So you want a straight line from about your throat or your chin to your knees. And then you want your knees directly over your ankles. So lift your hips a little higher. And then lower it down. See if you can separate each piece of your spine as you lower down. And make any adjustments you need. If you feel your feet need to be adjusted, aligned, or anything, just work with the sensation. Take in your breath and roll back up into half bridge. Lengthen out in the back of your neck. And this is optional if you feel ready. For full bridge, interlace your fingers underneath your hips and roll side to side. Bring your elbows closer together underneath you. That's going to bring your shoulder blades in and make little pillows with your shoulders. And then press down in your feet and press down in your shoulders and lift your hips up. Feel your chest come right up under your chin so that you actually create a bridge. So you're lifting your hips a little higher. Notice where you're feeling this. It's a good contraction in the hips and the low back and the arms. Just release your shoulders, let those little pillows out, separate your hands, roll down, and draw your knees into your chest. Roll side to side. All right, just take your arms out to the side for a moment. Let your feet come back down onto the floor and just generate the feeling of peace. What's the feeling state of peace like for you? You can use your mind to think of something peaceful if you want, or just remembering the feeling. If you need to, you can separate your feet and let your knees fall in on them on each other in a restorative pose while we work with this. And then bring in the emotion of anger. Just let yourself feel an angry moment. And then we'll switch emotions and come into the experience of joy. The emotion generated joy. And then bring your feet together again. Arms are straight out from your shoulders in T position. Just bring your knees into your chest for a gentle twist. Take in your breath Exhale, we'll all take our knees over to the left. Keep your shoulders down. Head goes to the right. Now, this part is optional for you. You can straighten out your legs, press down firmly in both arms and shoulders, engage your core muscles, and see if you can lift those legs up, 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 and over to the other side. Bend your knees for your twist. Shoulders down on the floor. Head turns away from your knees. You want your knees up under your arm if you can get them up there for your twist. Breathe and relax. Now we're going to go to each side one more time. And again, it's optional, but if you feel up for a little challenge, watch out for any debris around your space there. So, stretching your legs out, press down firmly, engage your core muscles, and lift your legs up and compare. Was it easier on that side or easier on the first side? Take your legs up and over, straight legs, and then lift, 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 lift. And last time, over to the right. Press arms and shoulders down and lift back up. It gets easier, doesn't it? All right. Good job. All right. So hands underneath the backs of your knees, and just a few spinal rocks. Massage your back. You can also come onto the side of your back as you rock. That gives a nice massage to the waist area. And come up into sitting, over onto hands and knees. If you need a little drink of water on the way, that's fine too. Okay. All right, let's rock on our toes. We're going to rock out, huh? And just set your knees down, stretch the heel away, loosen it up. Now, for a more intense stretch, you bring your ankles together. If they don't want to go there just yet, then let them be as close as they'll come. Sitting on your heels, bring your arms around behind you, interlace fingers, and lift your arms. Press your head back. And release. Come back around to the front. And just relax your hands. Now, do you remember a time when you were a child or a teenager and your parents tried to restrict you in some way? Not allowing you to do something you really, really, really wanted to do. How did that make you feel? Okay. Or perhaps it's happened as an adult where maybe a boss or a friend was just restricting you in some way. How did that make you feel? I think oftentimes it would be anger. So let your self feel that. Just think of a time when you were restricted and how you felt put out or angry. Now think of a time when you were a child or an adult and someone invited you to go boating on the lake. And they were providing the picnic, they were providing the ride and everything. How did that make you feel? Let yourself feel those feelings. Now we're going to come forward and let our toes out, pat them on the floor, still feeling those feelings of pleasant receiving a gift. And then just bring your left leg forward into sun pose, or sun pose, lunge, stretch. Just bring your left hand inside your left foot and open the knee out to the side. You can come down onto your forearms if you like. Now come back up onto your palms. Now just a little play here. Take that left leg back. Bring your right palm under your shoulder and just stretch out your legs and come into a side plank. Okay? Just lift it up. You can stack your feet or you can have both feet on the floor. Lengthen out. Core, feelings, breath, and bring your hand back down. Just come over onto your toes, let your knees down, and bring your right knee forward into sun pose lunge. Good. Now slide the foot over, bring your right hand inside. Stretch the knee out to the side. And if you want to come down onto your forearms for a little more stretch. And then press back up onto your palms. Start to come over onto your left side. Take your right leg back. Make sure your palm is under your shoulder for leverage. Stretch it out. Stack your feet or align them however you are most comfortable. Lift into your side plank. Nice straight line. Breathe. And just come around into your front plank. And we'll press into our downward facing dog from here. And remember our intention affirmation. I maintain awareness of my emotions. I choose my feelings.
Lift up onto the balls of your feet. Just stretch up your tailbone and bring your heels down. Leave your tailbone up. And then walk your feet in towards your hands, head to knee for a moment, and a reverse swan. Breathe, arms up, lift your crown, reach up, breathe. Palms together and go to the back. Come to center. Inhale, swan dive, open it out. Side, down. And arms out, reverse swan, lift, reach up, and relax your arms. Come into a standing twist. Just separate your feet. Circle around. And come back to center. All right. Loosen up a little bit more in your shoulders. Okay, another little side stretch. Just bring your feet together in Tadasana. And breathe palms into prayer hands. Somebody knocking at the door. There we go. The computer door, that is. So we have our palms together. Just slide your right arm up along your ear. Lower your left arm down, press against your side, reach up through your fingertips, and come over to the side. Press against your side for support. Roll the shoulder back and up. And roll forward, lowering your arm down. Bring that one alongside your body. Slide your left arm up alongside your ear. Breathe your deep breath up and over. Rotate the shoulder up, look up under your arm. And take the shoulder back a little bit. And then come forward and down. All right. Come back to the back end of your mat and take a giant step forward with your left leg into the high lunge, warrior one legs. Breathe, arms up overhead. Exhale it down. Breathe up. Exhale it down. Let your hips settle into the stretch as you breathe. Press firmly in both feet. Ground into the earth. Inhale up. Bring palms together for your prayer twist over your left leg. Try to get your thumbs to your sternum. Press against that leg. Now bring your right palm down onto the floor and stretch your left arm up into a little twist. Bring your hand down next to your foot, step it in, and breathe arms up overhead, lift, palms together. Step back to the back of your mat. And take a giant step with your right leg into warrior one legs. See how it feels. Align your hips forward. Breathe arms overhead. Relax in your hips. Arms up, palms together for your prayer twist, leaning down over your leg. Press into your prayer twist. Now release your left hand onto the mat inside of your foot and lift your right arm up into a twist. Stretch through the back heel. Let your hips relax. And bring that hand down. Both hands are on the mat. Step it in. This time, bend your knees and lower down and come down sitting in butterfly. Lift up tall in your spine. And release. Assist your legs, bringing them back together. Slide your feet out, hip width apart. Roll down onto your back. And prepare for your Shavasana. Now become aware of your feelings. Emotions, any underlying emotion that you notice. Now, just for a moment or two, generate the feeling state of sadness. Let yourself feel the feeling. Something makes you sad. And then immediately come back and generate the feeling of happiness or joy. Now imagine the feeling of confusion
and then come back to joy. And just continue to generate that feeling for a few minutes as you relax down. If you let it go, that's fine. Just allowing yourself that feeling to choose joy in this moment. Now, as you relax down, sometimes we have an underlying feeling of anxiety. As you relax down deeper and deeper, just check for yourself to see if there's a little anxiety or any other emotion that is just there in the background of your existence, your being. And then flood that whole area, your whole body with light. Just bring it in through your feet and through your head and let it fill you up, washing you of any anxiety or anything else. Just relaxing down, aware of any underlying emotion deep within you that you may have not even noticed before. Only if it's there. And now just start to become aware of your physical body. Notice how your body feels in stillness. And start to bring some little moves in, awakening, eventually draw your feet together and lift your knees up to your chest. You can roll side to side if you wish, and eventually come over and up into sitting. Bring your hands into your favorite mudra. And again, our affirmation: I maintain awareness of my emotions. I choose my feelings. Sealing in your practice, the benefits, and your energy with the mudra. And then come into Anjali Mudra, prayer hands. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Peace, everybody. Namaste.